CFR sweethearts! What a wonderful weekend to be alive! I am very grateful to be able to come to you again with part 2 of episode 15 of the Coming For You podcast, aka CFI official podcast. My name is Maximiliana, and for part 2, my friend Rodney and I are continuing with our conversation about tips on scholarship opportunities, a must-listen episode. So last week, we discussed about, scholarship types, application processes, tips for success when you're applying scholarship. So we also discussed about the destination countries, as in which countries are you interested to apply scholarship to and stuff like that. So this week we are going to discuss about other tips that you are going to hear. So stay with us and Rodney, now that we've discussed that it's opportunity and then people feel like, okay, maybe they can apply it, and we gave them tips for success and the application process. What are the challenges and solutions, for example, in the process of application? Because we know sometimes they're not straightforward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, challenges are absolutely there. So I think from people that I've encountered, one of the challenges has been starting applications late, which that one can be very, very much problematic in terms of writing an application that is just of a good standard, because people just rushing grammatical errors and then the like. So it's important, when the scholarship is open, unless if maybe you hear of a scholarship and then they say it's closing, in the next 3 days, that might be challenging. But if you've had it on time, it's important just to apply as early as possible. And also one challenge is the failure to write a compelling personal statement, because people ask, what is a personal statement? What is it that they want? Those essays. So it's basically just knowing how to express yourself, selling yourself to the world who you are, and also what is it that you want to achieve. But again, the tip that I gave also is that have people around you can review your work and be able to give some inputs. And also one of the challenges for applicants has been understanding the aim of the scholarship, because if you miss that, then it means you won't be able to understand what is it that they are looking for. Another thing, because some of scholarships, Max, as you may know, some of them, one of their requirements will be for, in terms of academic excellence, they will say win the first class honors. So those are some of the challenges that people experience. But I always advise that sometimes if they say they want 75% average and you've got 70, I always say give it a shot, because you don't lose anything in applying. You never know what if you find that among all the applicants who've applied, nobody has got 75. Only people have got 70 going down. So it means you stand a chance. So for me, Max, is that people should not doubt themselves. They should just take those opportunities, take their shot and see how it goes. But, in the midst of all these challenges that I've mentioned that other applicants, scholarship applicants encounters, there's always a solution to it. Start on time, consult other people if you can, and then let people help you.
Yeah, I would agree, Rodney. And also, in addition to that, I think the most common challenge for the applicants, especially that are coming from Africa like us, sometimes is language proficiency requirements. For example, English language, you need to be doing English tests, which to me, I would argue that sometimes I really don't see the meaning of it, because most of universities in Africa, we pursue our degrees in English language. So I feel like sometimes it's very unnecessary for us to do the test.
They don't trust our English. That's very weird.
Which is very problematic, to be honest. We really need to be honest about this. It makes the process very problematic, because imagine someone from Nigeria, imagine someone from South Africa. They don't need that English language. They've been speaking English for ages. Someone from Kenya, they don't need it. So I think that this scholarship people, they should also consider to check if this degree has been attained in English language. They should really consider not putting an English language test as a requirement. So, but anyway, because it's there and they're not going to change today or tomorrow, I would advise people to take tests in maybe YouTube. Just use your time. Learn. You have nothing to lose when you are learning something. You don't necessarily need to pay money for you to learn. So you can go through YouTube and learn how to do this text. It depends on which, whether it's IELTS or Duolingo or something, but you can always go to YouTube and ask other people how they did it, because I'm sure people who have done it. So don't sit down and complain, they need English. They did. No. Don't do that. Just take the opportunity, study, repeat, do the test, and then you will do it. So that's the solution that I can say, to be honest. Nowadays everything is available on YouTube.
That's
Don't
true.
just go there and watch the cartoons and and just spend your time in Netflix. No, sometimes do the English test on YouTube, you know?
You're right. It's actually doable, and because obviously like the English test, for example, if it's IELTS, it lasts for 2 years. So sometimes it will be advisable for people to write the test, so that they have the good score to be able to apply for these opportunities. Because that one, as you've said, Maxi, they will need that test, one or the other. But sometimes for university scholarships, I mean, for scholarships that are advertised by universities, I always advise that it's good to liaise with the university and ask that if I'm from my degree was taught in English and everything, is a letter from my university confirming that gonna be sufficient, and then so that at least people take it from there.
I agree with you. I think one of my friends, like, her scholarship was like that. She got an opportunity in the University of Edinburgh. I think it was straightforward, and they had asked them to provide a letter from the university to confirm that the degree was pursued in English language. I think that they're doing great on that. But can we talk about the expire date of the English certificate? That is very crazy. The
Yeah.
amount of English there, how can it expire?
Whereas like we improve, I mean, it doesn't make sense that it expires.
I
I
don't
mean,
know how it can expire.
I think for them, this is just a way of making money.
Anyway, so before they cancel us,
Or before they cancel us.
before they cancel us, Rodney, can you now share about your personal experience about applying scholarship and maybe how did you get it and stuff like that?
Of course, I've been trying to apply for scholarships for quite some time. I think I started being serious about applying for them in 2017, because I had the privilege around 2013 to go on an exchange program in Germany, which like was an eye opener for me to say, you know what, I would like to explore the world. And so I started applying in 2017, got rejections, Maxi. Thank you for applying, but with regret, all those things. Yeah. So, but it was quite a journey. But at the same time, it was a learning curve for me, to know how to do things. So I think like by the time I stumbled across the Ireland fellow scholarship that we used together, made an application because obviously with the experience that I had got in the past, made a strong personal statement, did interviews, and the next thing I was in Ireland, built network. I know you now, Maxi, and so it was a journey, but it needs somebody who's persistent, because you're not gonna get everything that you apply for, of course, but you need to be persistent and also not give up, keep on applying. That's why I said you apply as many scholarship as possible. So for me, studying abroad has been great, to be honest. I'm grateful. I've met incredible people. I've built networks, social networks, also professional, and also getting to travel around Europe, Maxi. So it's a good opportunity, not only for academia, but also to explore the world and engage with other people from different walks of life. So for me personally, I think it's been an honor to be awarded a scholarship, and if I had to do it all over again, I will repeat it all over again. So the journey has not been simple, but finally I got what I wanted.
Interesting, Rodney. Thank you so much, Rodney, for sharing your experience, and that is very, very inspiring. And I would really, really advise my CFI sweethearts to go and follow Rodney Rikhotso across social media platforms. You can just search Rodney Rikhotso, and also you can subscribe to his YouTube channel. You can just search Rodney Rikhotso as well. But Rodney, before we finish up, yeah, can you maybe mention just a few, in a very short period of time, just a few reputable websites that people can maybe just be checking here and there, like for scholarship opportunities?
Basically, the first one that I can recommend is the Find a Masters or the Find a PhD website, which is www.findaphd or findamasters.com. So if your listeners can go to Google search, and type find a master's, find a scholar, a PhD, they will get that. Secondly, there's a website and also social media platforms called Opportunities for Africans. I found that very much helpful in terms of up to date scholarship opportunities. And also university website, Maxi. Normally universities advertises lots of funding opportunities that can also be great. For example, if it's Ireland University of Galway website, you can find quite a number of scholarships there. And also the embassies website. So if it's the embassy of the US, the embassy of Canada, the embassy of wherever, you can still find opportunities there in terms of the educational side. And last but not least, Maxi, social media platforms like TikTok, you can actually find opportunity. Just go to TikTok and search scholarships. I also have a TikTok account for the purpose of scholarships to share information on scholarships and everything. So these platforms can also enable one to access them. But Google you can even search on Google, search for scholarships, and then. But it is always important, for example, for me to say this, Maxi, that sometimes when you find a scholarship, for you to check if it's legit, if they're saying it is for the government of Ireland, you can still go to the website of the government of Ireland just to double check, because we know that there are scammers out there. Thanks, Maxi.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. And in fact, that's a very good insight that you just provided. Sometimes there are scammers. So better for someone to just be very careful and keen and verify links, verify everything, ask people, share to people, ask around before you just, waste your time when you apply something that is non-existent. And also, just to also alert people that, okay, don't provide money out there, yeah? Don't send anyone money who is telling you, okay, send money, I will help you. No. Don't do that, please. Please, that money, keep it to yourself. If you have enough money, keep it to yourself, please. Keep it to your family. Don't send money to people you don't know.
No, it's free application. You don't pay anything to apply for scholarship. It's free.
So thank you so much, Rodney, for this very compelling conversation. I really, really liked it. And I feel like my listeners are also going to get something very tangible in this episode. And actually, really, we discussed about a lot of things that make this episode a must listen to a lot of people. So please, guys, when you listen to it, please share it to another person so that they can also get something out of it. So this is the end of our episode. And thank you very much for those who have been subscribing to our YouTube channel. And I request those who are yet to subscribe to kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go and search CFI Official Podcast. We are also using the same name on TikTok and on Instagram, so you can just search CFI Official Podcast. Just to let you CFI sweethearts know that when you subscribe to our YouTube channels or when you follow us on our social media platforms, you validate our work, and it will mean that we are more motivated to host more meaningful conversations like this. Ciao!